hands in the sky. The brothers in the back shooting traps now, what's up? Committee pity the fool that act shitty in the midst of the calm, the witty. New Jerusalem, get the poop. Shaolin, get the poop up. Long Isle, get the poop up. Worldwide, get the poop up.
Kind of like just talking, and all of a sudden we just started to geek out into a real serious geekgasm, you know? Where I had a geekgasm, me. Saying, I'm really just trying to get to.
So that's my favorite Western.
My favorite Western is The Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, okay.
Classic. Nobody can tell me it's not.
I know it's a classic.
It's classic. As a writer. What?
It's a rip-off.
See? All right, we're going to fight. Rip-off of what?
Seven Samurai.
Oh, God. You're worse than the Star Wars knuckleheads who want to invoke the Holy Trinity on 50 Star Wars. No, man, first of all, I've seen Seven Samurai. I fell asleep many a times on Seven Samurai. I mean, like, the thing about it is Seven Samurai is a classic, right? He walked away.
Even the director, John Sturges, based it on the Seven
Yes, he had based it on the Seven Samurai, but what he did was he brought in a writer who actually knew how to write. And this is the best written film I've ever seen.
First buddy movie?
Friend.
We deal in lead friend. All right, wait a minute. Hold on for a second. What's his name? Robert
Vaughn.
Robert Vaughn. 1. It was time I would have caught all 3.
This is why Chase doesn't act.
No. The dessert on the battlefield. I mean, it's just kind of the deserter hiding out on the battlefield.
Lines, yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm just trying to say is that this is classic.
Deep Throat's got memorable lines.
What, memorable Coke lines?
You can't. It's a class of film just being it's got memorable lines. I'm not dishing.
Magnificent Seven was pretty much one of the only westerns besides Fistful of Dollars that had sequels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it had more sequels than Fistful of Dollars. So like and Good and Bad and Ugly, would you consider that a sequel?
No, it's a standalone.
Exactly. So it had more sequels. But the thing about it is, it was classic. Yes, it was based on the Seven Samurai of like you know killers getting together and everything and all that. But this you can't deny. Now the only thing is Harry Dexter, you know, the Forgotten Seven man. You know what I mean?
Brad Dexter.
Whatever. See, I forgot. Was his name Harry though?
His character was Harry. Yeah.
All right.
It was a mismatch of.
So it's a
mismatch.
With the Magnificent Seven, Yul Brynner was the only real big star. All the others were up and coming. Coburn, McQueen, Bronson, Vaughn. They were all up and coming actors because there's lots of stories about McQueen rivaling with Yul Brynner. Like there's one scene.
Oh, I hate. You know, this is what I hated. This is what I hate about it. Then where he comes in. I mean, McQueen was a real spoiled brat on this set.
He was, but he just wanted. What he tried to do was steal scenes from Brynner because he knew Brynner was the man, and he wanted to steal the scenes. The first one everyone always picks up on when they're on the hearse, and Brynner is lighting a cigar, and McQueen with the gunshot shells, just doing that. Any little thing just to take it away.
Well, it was
Brynner.
one of those moments of stealing screen time was the countdown, which. For me, was excellent. You know, when they were going around getting the 7, you know, and Brynner would sit down with people and like, yeah, okay, we're gonna pick you up, and then you know, McQueen be like this.
Yeah. One of my favorite.
Just want you to know I'm here.
In the saloons with the 3 Mexican guys are there with Yul Brynner, and some fella walks in with all these scars on his face. One goes, "Look, he's the one for us. Look at the scars on his face." And one of them just goes, "The man for us was the one who gave him that face."
I like it. This is why Paul isn't an actor.
The one who gave him that face. No, I mean, but it's classic. I mean, I do love that line where it probably was another ad-lib when he goes, "Gently, boy, gently." Mm-hmm. You know, when he's looking at, when he's like scamming or scheming or stalking those women.
It's chock full of memorable moments.
I mean, just
and it's one of those films, no matter when it's on, you'll be
I will watch it, and I will watch it all the way through. Yes,
same with Great Escape. It's the same.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, Great Escape is excellent for that. You know, I mean, it's a really long film, but it is one of those films that keep you going. Yeah. You know, I mean, like I love gathering movies. You know, those films where the team of people gather together. You know, but see, We're here talking about Westerners. So, I mean, Steve McQueen. So, I mean, Paul, what did you want to talk about Steve McQueen? I mean, like, was his work in Westerns memorable for you, or what makes him
Well,
such
before
a...
he did The Magnificent Seven, he did a Western TV series, didn't he? Wanted Dead or Alive.
I love Josh Randall.
Yeah.
Wanted Dead or Alive.
His character turned
Made a
up-
movie out of it?
Hated the movie.
Oh, yeah.
There was no movie. Rutger Hauer. No.
Because
Rutger Hauer and
created.
Benson, Robert,
Guillaume.
great. I love him. He's the best thing in it. And Gene Simmons, not the female actress.
Gene Simmons, yes.
Because before Wanted Dead or Alive, they tested his character out, didn't he? And there was another Western before. Was it Trackdown? I think it was called. And they brought the character of Josh Randall in for a couple of episodes to see how the audience would respond to it. And they liked it. And that's when they did the spin-off of Wanted Dead or Alive. But
I
they
didn't
were
know
worried
that
about
one.
that, Wanted Dead or Alive, because they thought a bounty hunter being the lead role. They thought,
Yeah.
will people take to that? Because he's,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I loved
got a
his
bad
cannon.
reputation.
I love that cannon. That
The
sort of
mare's
cannon.
leg.
The mare's leg.
Yeah.
That was amazing, that one. But, I mean, he didn't really kill anybody in that show, did he?
Not really, no. Cause
I
that's,
mean, you
yeah.
know, that's pretty tame and kind of lame for a bounty hunter.
Well,
that's probably why they had
that just
fear.
made him really good. He didn't have to kill anyone.
Yeah, but what was he, a detective? He wasn't really
There
a
were
detective.
a few episodes where he did kill a few, but it'd only be in self-defense.
Of
something
course,
like that.
of course.
You
Well,
wouldn't
it's
see
for the
someone at
kids. Remember,
distance
we're talking
and,
about westerns.
See,
in
George
the-
Lucas
in
would have
the
swapped it,
vision.
and he would have shot first.
Yeah, well, you know. So, I mean, so he did that western. What else did he do?
Well, Western-wise, Junior Bonner. If you couldn't really call that a Western, it's a rodeo. type
Yeah,
film set
okay,
in
I
the Old
remember it
West.
now. Yeah, no. So, I mean, McQueen wasn't much into the western because he was too much of a dragster, wasn't it? He was much more...
He was more like the
into-
maverick cop or the.
I think when he hooked up with
criminal.
Peckinpah, he come a little bit more out of himself with the.
Yeah.
What did he do with Peckinpah? He wasn't in
He
the
did
Wild
Junior
Bunch.
Bonner, he did Junior Bonner, and he did
The Getaway, which is my
Getaway.
favourite one.
Well, the Getaway, yeah. All right,
Did
yeah,
he
yeah.
do 3 with Peckinpah, or was it just the 2?
Oh, it might have been just the two.
Just the 2, wasn't
But
it?
I think those two films are like iconic in terms
Yeah.
of what he did. My favourite Steve McQueen film is the last film he made, so
Oh, The Hunter.
which is The Hunter, when he played the
Now
bouncer.
that
I
was
love that film.
my favorite film with LeVar Burton
It's just
Yeah.
and Papa Hunter. Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
great
One of my favourite scenes is the beginning when he's parking the car.
Yeah,
and all the black
stop.
guys are on the pavement playing cards, and it's such
Love
a
it.
great line. He's reversing back.
I think why I like it so much is that it's not Steve McQueen. He's actually playing
against
against
the way
type,
he
which
was
is
always the
brilliant.
action hero.
Yeah,
But I love the way one of the characters
No,
says,
he was showing his age,
Yeah.
which
And he wasn't
at that
well.
time,
He wasn't
Yeah.
well.
yeah, he wasn't because it wasn't his last. It was he said
Yeah.
his last film, but that became more iconic because at that time, you know, I mean, you know, we had like 40s the new 20, 60s the new 30, you know, so at that
was he just
time.
50? Was he 50?
50 when he died. He did actually do another Western, a second, wasn't it? Tom Horn.
Tom Horn.
Tom
was that-
Horn, yeah, but that was more. It felt more like a
It's
TV
the old
movie,
West going into the new set, because it crossed over into like the 20th century.
Yeah.
There was about 1901.
See, I'm so
when
pleased
it was
Tom
set.
Horn wasn't his last
So,
film.
Mm.
I'm
See, there was
glad
always
Hunter went out on-
controversy with that. People used to say Tom Horn was his last film. People say, no, The Hunter was his last film. The Hunter was his last film.
Yeah. I mean, even I know that. But I mean, like,
Holy shit, something.
so, yes. Anyway, so then you got like Bullet,
Yep.
which, like, you know, wouldn't be.
I love
Would you
Bullet.
say
The
that's kind of like a
stories-
western? It's kind of like more of like a
Well,
like a gothic or city
he did
western
actually
because
say
he
that.
wore he slung a gun over his shoulder. You know, you had the car racing.
Well, when
you
he
know,
mentioned the car chase scene, he talked about
Car
that.
chase.
When they were filming the car chase, he said, we're literally filming a Western here.
Yeah.
He said, but instead of strapping guns on, we're using cars. So that's
Or
how we-
well, yeah, I would have thought he would have thought the car was more of a metaphor for the horses, but you
But he
know.
used it as the guns.
A lot of people think Bullet is slow and boring.
I
There's
love
not a
Bullet.
lot
Well, not
I
to
love
that.
it because
It's
Well,
confusing.
I think also because of the San Francisco chase, you
Yeah,
know, those
I mean,
hills,
yeah.
it was kind of like you create something that because that had to take at least like about 5 to 7 days to shoot.
And he created an anti-hero, didn't
Yeah.
he? He was the cop who went against the rest of the
And I think it
department.
also it was,
Captain
it was a
and-
kind of film, one of the first at the time that didn't have an ending that worked.
Mhm.
The guy got away. He's just, you know.
And the
60
story is,
yeah.
as people say,
It's the
confusing.
day in the life
It
of a
took
cop.
me 6 viewings before I realised what was actually going on. Because that's the big beef people say with Bullet. They find the story very confusing. And but I love it. I love it because it's set in San Francisco, because I love San Francisco, even though I've never been. And I love Stephen because he's probably one of the coolest characters he's played after.
It's probably his most iconic role, isn't it?
Yeah.
And as he said, because he said when he made the film, he said he picked the script and he thought, oh God, I'm playing a cop, because he'd always been anti-establishment. He said, this is going to ruin me. But it didn't. All the young kids at the time loved him for playing it, because he was sort of not a rogue cop, but he didn't play by the rules sort of thing.
It was sort of the decision he made, like Clint made for Dirty Harry. It was a big. He definitely wasn't your conventional cop.
No.
But people loved him because of it. People got behind him going,
I mean, it's the times, though. Like you just said about anti-establishment. It's the 70s, and that's what they wanted. They wanted that rebelism, and they wanted that in their heroes, And
McQueen was up for the part of Dirty Harry. He wasn't one of the ones he turned down.
Frank Sinatra was the first.
Oh, my God.
Steve McQueen, he was up for the part. The Bodyguard was originally written for him and Diana Ross. The only reason it never got made, which is... It sounds stupid now, but it was the times. They didn't think an interracial relationship at the time would work.
I think that was
so it got shelved.
Because
if you notice in the Kevin Costner one, he's got his hair styled just like Steve McQueen's.
He's actually said that's why he did it.
He was up for the role. I know this sounds funny. Superman. I say Dirty Harry. Marlon Brando's role in Apocalypse Now. But in the 70s, Robert Redford's role in A Bridge Too Far, Richard Attenborough begged him to do that role. And he was umming and ahhing. One week he said, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Then he said, no, I'm not doing it. Yes. And in the end, Richard Attenborough said, listen, I can't take all this messing around.
I would really love to see, some parallel universe where we could see the versions of the films that the actors turned down. Because I have read that, because I really like Development Hell and all of that kind of stuff. And I have heard different rumors about that. And you can't imagine other people playing iconic roles. And it's amazing. You're like, thank God that the universe kind of like twisted this way and that way, so that way this never happens.
My favourite going off the subject completely, is Bill Murray was supposed to play Mel Gibson's part in Lethal Weapon. Which would have made a completely difference.
It's like what I said about style and technique, man. The actor, their process really is important, because there's a reason why somebody is playing something. Because you can't naturally, because that's like Nicolas Cage being up for Superman. You know what I mean? Or Leonardo DiCaprio being up for Spider-Man.
Or Tom Selleck for Indiana Jones.
Well, that would have worked.
Well, it's like the Thomas Crown thing, wasn't it? The director, Norman Jewison, didn't want him for the part. He wanted someone like Sean Connery or something like that. Steve McQueen begged him for the role, but Jewison said, listen, the guy wears a shirt and tie. You've never worn a shirt and tie in your life. He's from an educated family. And apparently McQueen says, that's why I want to do it. Because Thomas Crown was everything he wasn't. That's why he wanted the part so badly.
Very stylistic, that film as well. I mean, there was a lot of little tight, intricate shots and stuff like that.
Because the actual bank robbery scene was filmed in a proper street, wasn't it? People, when you see them coming out the bank with the money in the car, that's actually
like Heat.
People standing around. Didn't realise, thought an actual robbery
like
was
Heat.
happening.
They do that with Heat. Yeah, they do that a lot, especially when they shoot in the big metropolitan areas. That it's best to just kind of not tell people that you're filming, because first of all, you get more crowds when they know that you're filming. But then, if they knew what you were filming, forget about it. So they just say, let's just go for it.
What I love about that scene in Heat, it's one of the greatest bank robbery shootouts ever. But Al Pacino must have the greatest eyesight I've ever known on a human being.
He has, Al Pacino.
Because, it's one of his men actually. It's Wes Studi. He says they're pulling up in the car, and he goes, they're coming out the bank now. And when you see where Pacino and his men pull up, they're about half a mile away from the bank.
They're coming out the bank.
You see them coming out the bank.
Could have gone on a mobile phone.
No, there's no mobile phones. Wes Studi pulls up in the car and he goes, they're coming out the bank now. And they're half a mile away down the road.
It's a film.
Let's go with it, man. Just go with it. You know what I mean?
But it was a great, I'd love to do a scene like that, because it was an epic gunfight scene, that bank robbery scene.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought you meant do a scene where you say, they're coming out right now. And then they're all down the road.
We'll do that.
My robotic eyes.
Just going back to Heat, the famous scene with
De Niro and Pacino.
Michael Mann and the Blue Wash.
As an actor, watching that for the first time, did you go, wow?
Because they were two great actors, weren't they? Because it's always been a debate who's the best, De Niro, Pacino. Both there in the same scene together. And what I love about Michael Mann, he shot it with two cameras. So that he caught both reactions at the same time, not one on one and then one on the other.
Just take two.
And, but I wish they hadn't have done Righteous Kill. That
I haven't seen it, but I had wanted to always see it because...
They should have left it with Heat.
I think the thing is with Heat, with that scene in Heat, or going to the cinema to see that scene come on like it was a big action scene. Everyone was like...
You talking about
No, the actual, just the coffee shop scene.
It was a dialogue duel, wasn't it?
That just proves that you don't need
Who's
tons and tons of action.
Who can use their words better, me or you?
It's just everyone was like...
Yeah.
It was total...
Like I say,
but it's also it's probably like the gravitas, you know. It's like the gravity of like how your magnetism, you know, like you talk with your eyes or the inflections.
Well, we'd all grown up with them, I think, in the 70s and the 80s because they were both method actors of who is the best sort of thing, and it was like a big.
Yeah, but Pacino never gained weight for his roles or anything like that. You know what I mean?
See, that means nothing to me. I think Pacino's played better parts than De Niro over the years.
I love Serpico.
Yeah,
it's one of my favourite ones.
One of my favourite Pacino films is Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah, love that.
Another great Pacino film is I don't know if you've seen Glen Ross.
Yes, I have. Of course I have. Yes.
But just those roles, totally, you know, Scent of a Woman. There's so much different. I think he had more diversity than De Niro.
No, definitely. I mean, Pacino was like all the way there, but I mean, it's just the fact that you can weigh it up like pancakes. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I mean, De Niro did all of this, and then Pacino did all of that. So it is that kind of thing with them too. It's like, just hey, they're both great. You know, they both deliver like.
But Pacino's better.
Yeah, okay, fine. So anyway, let's finish off on these westerns. Even though like that's what happens here in Geekgasm is that we always like you know, kind of like go off tangent. But like, how about this? Let's see if like, you know, Paul gives us a little geek challenge, or we give Paul a geek challenge. Paul feels he's a master of McQueen and everything, but I have a feeling that we can't.
He'll
bust him.
He'll give us something that we don't even know.
So go for it, man.
He's friends with his biographer, for God's sake.
He's friends.
Come on.
He's friends with
Barbara McQueen. She's been in Liverpool. They've been out together. This isn't good. I'm not playing.
Steve McQueen made a film where he played a country and western singer. What was the film?
Country and western.
Nashville.
It's made in.
Well, I was going to say
made in the early '60s. Not after The Great Escape, so he was sort of known, but he still. Although Great Escape made him a big name, he's still didn't launch him totally into the stratosphere then, sort of thing. But he made a film with who was the actress in it? She was in The Omen.
The one with the eyes, Lee Remick. She played his wife in the film.
I love those actresses with the eyes.
It was a black and white film. And he played a country.
I like an actress with eyes.
He'd just come out of prison and he was a country and western singer.
He came out of prison and he's a country and western singer.
Yeah. It was a very slow, put it this is not one of his best ones, it was very slow. Very slow.
Man, I know that Clint Eastwood did that.
He's a Honky Tonk Man,
yeah, that's what I was going to say. But I mean, like, Steve, wasn't that Junior Bond or no?
He
and
rodeo
stuff like
riding
that,
Junior Bond.
you know, everything.
Maybe you should have played a rodeo riding honky tonk.
Rodeo riding.
Rodeo honky tonk man.
You said honky. Anyway.
That's a whole different style of movie we're going into. The honky man.
Oh, Geek Challenge. No.
Baby, the rain must fall.
Oh,
like, how the hell would I know that?
McQueen didn't know he made
first of all, nobody makes titles that long.
It was made after The Great Escape. It was made after The Great Escape. So.
Yeah, and so what? It was made out. That was like, yeah.
So
let's go get some fish and
chips. Yeah, but it wasn't if he was unknown at the time. He was known. He was.
Well, so that means some producer paid him a wild load of cash, hoping that they could ride off of his name on The Great Escape. And did he have a motorcycle?
No, he did try to learn the guitar, but he couldn't cope with it because Steve McQueen was deaf in one ear.
Deaf in one ear?
Yeah, dyslexic.
I think I've seen
deaf
that
in one ear.
Steve McQueen was deaf in one ear.
Steve McQueen was
and
deaf in one ear.
Dyslexic as well. That's why it took him ages learning
Actually,
scripts.
there's an Italian western called Deaf Smith and Johnny Ears.
So that looks like we're at the end then, doesn't it? So I mean, when they start to go over,
Chase failed the challenge.
You know, there's some actors who just can't be in a room with a camera without having to be on it.
He's over there.
What does that mean? You had the challenge. Does that mean you knew the answer?
Steve McQueen didn't know that.
Nobody knows the bloody answer.
Nobody knows the answer. Lee, look at that. Look, he had no reason to shout. But that is no. Yes, you remember no from the last one.
That's just being cruel.
Exactly.
It's a Geekgasm challenge, isn't it?
It was a Geekgasm challenge. Yeah, try and
pick
give him
something
one.
from one of his major films because you'd get it dead easy.
Who wrote Once Upon a Time in the West?
No, I'm not big on the Italian Western, so I don't know that.
Steve McQueen.
Two famous directors wrote Once Upon a Time in the West. It wasn't Sergio Leone.
And it wasn't Sam Peckinpah.
Because he was American. The two Italian filmmakers, famous Italian filmmakers.
This is not about Italy. You know what I mean?
It's on westerns.
Yeah, but it would be somebody with a name like Caparucci,
Bernardo Bertolucci.
Bernardo Bertolucci, who did The Shelter in the
Dario
Sky.
Argento.
Well, yeah, he didn't write that.
Certainly did.
Dario Argento wrote what?
Once Upon a Time in the West.
I never knew that. So there you go. Another Geekgasm. There you go.
Yeah. He didn't direct. He just wrote.
Just wrote. He was a writer before he made.
So what? Did they help him get his career of directing off?
He was a film reviewer before he started, and Sergio Leone said to me, "You keep writing about my films and how bad my films are. Why don't you come and write a film for me?"
Now that's what you do.
And Argento went, "Okay." He was 19.
19, really?
And then he got about halfway through and he thought, I don't know where I'm going with this. So he got his friend in, who was Bernardo Bertolucci.
So what was his first film then?
Argento's?
Yeah.
Birds with Crystal Plumage.
I'm sorry I asked. So anyway.
Followed by Four Flies on Grey Velvet.
So let's say
Cats
we'll
and
look at the time. Oh, we're at the end. So we'll come back and do the film noir at another time and everything because I hear Dove calling me.
You didn't challenge us?
Well,
I was going to come up
He
with something now.
challenges us all the time.
shut up! No! These guys are too geeky for me to challenge. I mean, I could say what was John Wayne's real name and he would know it.
Marion Morrison.
There you go. Welcome to the Geekgasm. That's it. Let's leave.
How did he get the nickname, the Duke?
How did he get the nickname the Duke?
After Isaac Hayes' character in Escape from New York.
Nope.
Hey, number one.
Hey, number one.
I thought Chase might know this one.
No.
No. When he was a kid, he had a dog called Duke, and he always used to stop by the fire station, John Wayne, and all the firemen used to call him Little Duke.
Like
That's where
Indy?
his nickname came from.
Like
Duke.
Indy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He
like
called
Indy.
the dog Indiana.
Was that your Sean Connery?
Sean Connery.
We called the dog Indiana. We called the dog.
Named after a dog.
Ow.
A lot of fond memories of that dog.
Get out of the deer. Fucking no.